Hey guys, what's up? Today in the Book Lab we are going to be taking a look at building our own custom versions of the Upply, or Lowly, or whatever you want to call this trio of adventurers from Ninjago, Master of the Mountain. And I should warn you that there will be mild spoilers for that season, so if you haven't seen it yet, you should probably watch some of my other videos in the meantime. So let's begin with my favorite hero, and that is going to be Plundar. And you'll notice that the hood is actually in dark green, whereas on the actual Plundar minifigure, it should be dark blue. The problem is we don't have that piece actually in dark blue yet. And in case you're wondering, this hood and the legs do come from that minifigure Series 15 Forest Warrior. If you want to switch that hood out for a dark blue one, there were a couple that came in the Ninjago 2015 wave. Of course, the only problem is then you'll have to switch out the legs as well. And the legs that I would use in that case would be the Owen Grady legs from the Jurassic World sets. They're dark blue, they have a cool little belt design, and they're pretty simple overall, but they get the job done. And the torso that I'm using comes from the minifigure Series 17 Roman Gladiator minifigure. It's a pretty cool torso, but if you don't have it or you want to use something else, you could always use the torso from the Series 15 Desert Warrior. That's a pretty cool one as well. I prefer this one, so that is what I'm going to stick with. And then for the accessories, I gave him a little shuriken, like the one he stole from Cole, and also in place of his dice, which he consults for pretty much every decision he makes, I just gave him a Brickhead's eye tile. There really isn't a minifigure scale version of dice right now, so to me it makes the most sense to use that. And before I forget, the face that I'm using comes from that Summer Hidden Side prison set. It matches the character the best, in my opinion. And then, of course, his hair is just this hair, which first appeared on Bruce Wayne, but has been used on a couple of other minifigures since. So out of the three, Fungus definitely has the most interesting design, and also the hardest to recreate using existing pieces. In fact, his cape and his hat actually aren't available in those colors yet, and we may never get them, or at least probably not for a while. And I say that and you watch, they'll probably be out in some random set next year. But anyway, in order to make him, the hairpiece I used was just the standard female city hairpiece. It's honestly not my choice for a male minifigure. It looks a little too feminine for my taste, but whatever, that's the piece LEGO decided to use, so if you want to use it, you could also do the same. I'd probably stick with something like the Moro hairpiece or something like that, but that's just me. And then taking a look at the mustache here, that is just a plain mustache piece, which I put over top of a face, which also has a mustache. I mean, that way you could just switch back and forth between the two. Really, the preference for which you want to use is up to you. And this face comes from Sud's Backwash from the LEGO movie sets and a couple of other sets as well, I think mostly City. And then for his cape, in order to spice up the minifigure and make him look just a little bit more interesting, since we don't have that collar piece in white yet, I gave him the Juarez cape from Legends of Chima. I think it looks pretty good, and also it's tattered, and really fits in with a minifigure that would have spent a lot of time underground. And for his torso and legs, those come from Luke Skywalker from the Acto Island training set. They're honestly the best in my opinion, and there really aren't many that come close to that. Of course, if you want, you could always substitute for the Okino torso with legs from Legacy Zane, and this doesn't have hands because I had to steal his hands for the Luke Skywalker torso. And then, of course, there's Fungus's accessory, which is a mushroom, which I don't remember exactly which set this appeared in right now, but I can Bricklink it, and I'll put a picture up on the side of the screen there. It is also available for sale on Bricklink for a pretty reasonable price if you want to go ahead and buy one. But anyway, that's our look at Fungus. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last, and certainly not least, member of the team. And that brings us to Korgran and his not-talking axe. So let's get the axe out of here so we can just take a look at Korgran by himself. So the hairpiece that I used is from the Hercules minifigure from the second wave of Disney collectible minifigures. It's honestly the best in my opinion. It's got the hair and the headband, which are the most important features. Of course, to be fair, I think the headpiece that LEGO actually used in those episodes was actually the mullet hairpiece, which comes from the minifigure Series 15 Wrestler. They just kind of also added in this weird spiked headband design, probably to help cover up the forehead just a little bit, because this looks awkward. But I am not a huge fan of mullets, and not this hairpiece in particular, so I'm just going to use Hercules hairpiece. Although you could also use this hairpiece, which comes from the Rocker minifigure from the last collectible minifigure series. It doesn't really work well with this armor piece, which comes from one of the Outrider minifigures from the Endgame sets from last year. It really doesn't fit on all the way, so it's really not the best solution, and I'm just going to stick with Hercules because it works the best and looks the best for me. And then for the torso, I used the torso from the minifigure Series 5 Jungle Boy. You could also use the one from the minifigure Series 15 Desert Warrior. That one would probably look maybe just a little bit better here in this case. For the legs, of course, I used the legs from the minifigure Series 17 Gladiator, but you could also use the ones from the Jungle Boy, or whichever legs really look good to you. or maybe even from the Series 5 Gladiator. I kind of forgot to mention that one until now, but his torso looks pretty good too. And then to make his axe, that's actually pretty simple. So Korgran's not talking axe, the main distinctive feature was the not talking crystal in the center here. And to make it, all you need is one of these 6-length bars with this stopper here. You need obviously 2 axe heads, and then one of these brown studs with a hole in it, a brown little neck bracket, and then one of these blue pyramid crystal type things. And then all you have to do is put the stud in the hole of the neck bracket and just slide it down on top of the axe head, and there you go. It is remarkably simple, but like I said, it's very effective. And I almost forgot to mention, but Korgran's head is actually the head from the rocker from that last version of the collectible minifigures. I feel like it kind of goes with his boisterous and rowdy personality. And then of course, if you turn it to the back, you can see him going full battle mode where he wails away with his axe on those unsuspecting skeleton warriors. And with that, our look at the lowly / Upply is done. Hopefully this video gave you guys some inspiration for your own custom minifigures, and if you enjoyed it, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that other good stuff. And if you want to see more custom builds or minifigures, please leave a suggestion in the comments below, and I will see what I can do for you. That's it for today. I will see you guys next time.